The talent entrusted to you is the power to consciously determine your assumption. Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome back. This is Tabbie with Tabbie Talks. For those of you who are new here, my name's Tabbie. For those of you who aren't, thank you so much for coming back. We are continuing on with my little series, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. And it's going to build on the concept that I talked about yesterday. And yesterday's, if you haven't seen that video, it is about if there's anything, to summarize without quoting it specifically, it's to say, if there's anything good, happy, just, of good rapport, think on those things. So this is going to be kind of just a continuation of that. So this is a little bit longer, but it's so good. So go back and re-listen if you need to. The talent entrusted to you is the power to consciously determine your assumption. The talent not used, like the limb not exercised, withers and finally atrophies. What you must strive after is being. In order to do, it is necessary to be. The end of yearning is to be. Your concept of yourself can only be driven out of consciousness by another concept of yourself. So this is chock full. I'm going to reference this. But basically what this is saying is that your ability to dwell on the positive things, to dwell on the thing that it is that you want, to focus on the belief that your imagination, the desire that you want, the desire that you hold, whether it be within your work life, your home life, your business, if you have a business, with your finances, you have to have whatever desire it is that you have in an area or every area. You have to use your imagination to focus on the good things, to focus on the happy things, to focus on all of the positive things. And essentially what this is saying is you have to be in order to do. It is necessary. So the end of yearning, the end of wanting that thing is to be the person in imagination that it is that would have those things. So to even take this a little bit further, what this is saying is the way that your reality is currently going, okay, the way that you're currently perceiving things is because you have a self-concept. There is a belief that you hold within yourself that this is the way my life is, and that is why this happened. And I know you don't see it that way because, again, you may be still taking your cue from the outside, pointing fingers. No, it's because they said this, that this is happening. No, it's because this happened, that this is happening. No, it's because that thing took place and traumatized me. That is why this is happening. And while those are valid, and I'm not trying to disprove the pain that came along with those things, those stressful events, what I am telling you is that you had a belief within you that created that. Everything starts from within and moves out. And when you can take a really hard, honest look at yourself, I promise you will see it. And I can help you see it if you are not. So I've seen it within myself. I have been able to take radical accountability for the things that are taking shape or have taken shape in my life. And I know that the only way to get from here to there is to push out, as it says, your concept of yourself can only be driven out of consciousness by another concept of yourself. That means I have had to realize that it was because I didn't feel worthy, that situations showed up where I wasn't chosen or I was passed up for opportunity. And it wasn't until I firmly grasped that this was what's within me and the outside world has only simply reflected that I was able to forgive myself and forgive the people that were involved because they were just playing their part to help me remember. They were just messengers. Therefore, the only way that the outside can change is when I change the concept that I hold and believe about myself, when I stop blaming others push out that version of myself and step into the truth of who I am. I say this all the time, I will have more videos about this, but it does come from understanding and believing that you are operating under the law of assumption, whether you are aware of it or not. You are creating your life, whether you accept that or not. It is a fact. The outside world will always reflect to you back what is within you. And so, the talent entrusted to you is the power to consciously determine your assumption. So we have been given a talent to consciously determine our assumptions, okay? That means we have the power to choose our thoughts and stay focused on that. But the talent not used, like the limb not exercised, withers and finally atrophies. That means if we don't use our muscles, what do? They break down, they wither, and they get weaker. That's what atrophies means. It means, have you ever met somebody who has had a very long hospital stay and they spent their time in bed? Their limbs wither away. They lose their strength. If you have not intentionally used the talent that has been given to you, which is the power of choice, to focus on the things that you want, to focus on your self-concept, to focus on good things, to focus on happy things, to focus on positive things, then the muscle to focus on those things is weakened. So all you have to do is exercise it frequently. As I stated in a couple of videos ago, I talked about how important it is to go to sleep in the state that you desire most. It's one of the most important times that you can go over the day's events. You can revise the things that did not go your way, okay? It doesn't take away from the fact that the day already happened, but you can go back and revise. That means to recreate the day the way that you would have preferred, and then go to sleep in that state. If you are wanting to move into a new house, instead of focusing on the fact that you are still living in your current house, literally go to sleep in your new house. Take the time to go to sleep imagining what your new room will look like. And this might feel like a challenge at first, and that's because you've not been using the talent that was given. And just like if you don't exercise your body, your arms, your legs, or whatever, if you do not exercise your ability to focus on the things that you want, it isn't going to be easy. But small changes lead to big changes. Small steps lead to big changes is what I was trying to say. So I know that this isn't easy, and I want you to be really kind and gentle with yourself. I am here to help you focus on those things. And sometimes what we will find, and this is where I can come in, is use me to help you reflect what's in. I can hear from an objective place what it is that's going on inside of you and why the things outside of you are showing up. And I can promise you might not want to hear those things, but I will do it gently and lovingly, and I am here for you for that. So I know you're having a great day. Keep shining your light because the world needs it. Take care.